Apuleius and his influence on literature. From historical documents, no praenomen or first name has been found for Apuleius. Modernly, he is sometimes called Lucius Apuleius, after a character in one of his works. In 125, Apuleius was born in a Roman city called Medarus, which is on the North African coast in modern-day Algeria. After the death of his father, Apuleius was left with an inheritance that he used to travel and study philosophy and religion across the Mediterranean, in places like Carthage, Athens, and Rome. Apuleius was rumored to be involved with several cults, including the Dionysian mysteries and the cult of Isis, as pictured here. These experiences were probably inspiration for his writing. In Oea, he met a wealthy widow called Budentila. They were married, however his new son-in-law instigated several charges against Apuleius. Due to the circumstances of their marriage and greed for money, his son-in-law accused him of using sorcery to make Budentila fall in love with him. Having to prepare a defense for himself in court inspired Apuleius' oratory works. The first writing we're going to talk about is The Golden Ass. It is definitely his most well-known work. It is considered to be the first novel ever written, and it's the only Latin novel to survive time in its entirety. The main character is Lucius. Lucius has several characteristics that are consistent with Apuleius' own life, like he was born in Medarus, he has an interest in magic, and joins the cult of Isis. In the book, Lucius is trying to perform a spell and gets turned into a donkey and doesn't know how to become human again. He has to go on a long journey to find someone to turn him back, and along the way, learn several moral lessons. Two well-known modern-day works that were greatly influenced by Apuleius are The Metamorphoses by Franz Kafka and The Adventures of Pinocchio by Carlo Collodi. Another unique feature is that it's written as a frame story. A frame story includes smaller stories within it, although they are not always relevant. Apuleius was notorious for his seemingly random tangents, the most famous being The Tale of Cupid and Psyche. Although it's not original to Apuleius, his is the reference from which many other authors draw their inspiration. The Tale of Cupid and Psyche has been written many times as a poem or short story throughout the Renaissance and even modern day, like Beauty and the Beast. As mentioned earlier, Apuleius published several oratory works, his first being Apologia, a discourse on magic. This was his courtroom defense against his son-in-law's accusations. Apuleius was very skilled with rhetoric and made a great show of discrediting his opponents. It's often acknowledged and admired that Apuleius barely mentioned the accusation or magic in the whole thing, but rather played the public to turn them against the prosecutors. Religion was another topic Apuleius wrote about. De Deo Socrates is based on the existence of daemons, the intermediaries between gods and humans. The quote here says, "Familiarity breeds contempt, rarity brings admiration." This quote is still well known today and shows how Apuleius even influences the modern world.